Good evening. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's East Hempfield Township Board of Supervisors meeting. Tonight's meeting has been advertised to be held in person or online using Zoom with login and call-in information posted on our website. Tonight's video and audio is being recorded. For tonight's meeting, Robert's rules will still apply, and the meeting will be run by the chairman, who will be assisted by an employee managing the Zoom site. During the meeting, in order to offer comment, you must first be recognized by the chairman. East Hempfield Township public comment rules will apply for all public comment. You must be a resident or business owner in the township to speak. You must identify yourself by name and address before speaking and sign the guest log for meeting minute purposes, or follow the chat procedure that is outlined online. Comment is limited to 3 minutes and must be about the agenda item being discussed, with the exception of public comment for non-agenda items. No action will be taken on any non-agenda item of a non-emergency nature during the public comment period. All comments should be directed towards the board. We will now move on to our first agenda item, and I'd ask that you would join me and rise for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Now the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We will move on to our second item of business, which is the consent agenda. The consent agenda is made up of routine items, invoices, items that involve very little discussion or debate, such as approving of the minutes. With that being said, are there any board comments or questions regarding the consent agenda?
No.
None.
Okay. Hearing none, is there a motion to approve consent agenda items A through D as presented?
So moved.
A motion from Mr. Bennett. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Brubaker. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Thank you. Up next, under action items, we have the Little Conestoga Creek Foundation request for the township to be the applicant for a PA Transportation Alternative Set-Aside Program grant application for $1.5 million.
Good evening again. My name is Jim Schultz. I just have a different look. And on behalf of the Steinman Foundation and the Little Conestoga Creek Foundation, I am the project manager for the Blue-Green Connector Project. I have appeared before this board numerous times in order to get your approval to submit applications to federal and state agencies for funding to assist in the construction of the Blue-Green Connector Project. On July 2nd, just a few weeks ago, PennDOT announced that it was accepting applications for the 2025 Transportation Alternative Set-Aside of the Surface Block Grant Program, mouthful, otherwise known as the TA Set-Aside. Applications would be accepted beginning on July 14th. TA Set-Aside provides funding for projects in Pennsylvania that enhance pedestrian and bicycle facilities, provide environmental mitigation, create trails for transportation purposes, and promote road safety. Projects are for construction only, and there is a maximum reimbursement of $1.5 million per project. We at the Steinman Little Conestoga Creek Foundations believe that this TA set-aside program, which is federal funds administered by PennDOT, will help to match the state funding we have received to date for the construction of the trail of the Little Conestoga Blue-Green Connector. Applications must be submitted by September 5th, so we only have this very small window. And a nonprofit organization like the Little Conestoga Creek Foundation must utilize a municipal government as the applicant. We are therefore requesting that East Hempfield Township be the official applicant for the $1.5 million in TA set-aside funds. I'm here tonight to answer any questions you may have about this request.
Any questions from the board?
No real questions. We know what a great project this is. We appreciate all the hard work you're doing in terms of finding these grants, and certainly from my personal perspective, something that I'm going to support, and I think everyone here in the dais will support also. So thank you.
Yes, and I'd like to mention too, last month when you were here, I had some questions and you answered them very well, but you also mentioned your new website, the bluegreenconnector.org, and I'm on that. And it's very informative for anybody in the community who wants to know more. It's very helpful. It answered all my questions from last time.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay. The only comment I have is, again, thank you. Jim, you and the foundation are doing all the heavy lifting, and our municipality, as well as others, are going to be the beneficiary of this project for years to come. So again, thank you. With that, is there anybody here from the audience that wishes to comment or has any questions? Any from Zoom? Okay. Hearing none, is there a motion to request the township to be the applicant for the PA Transportation Alternative Set-Aside Program grant application for $1.5 million?
So moved.
Okay, motion for Mr. Johnson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Brubaker. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Again, thank you for your good work.
Thank you again. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Up next under action items, we have Resolution 2521 for financial contribution statement policy. I think that's all in our packet. And again, as we update our policies, this is a policy to outline how we're going to handle requests of funds from essentially non-government agencies, charitable foundations, tax-exempt foundations, et cetera. And it sets aside what the policy and procedures will be for that. Are there any comments or questions from the board on this policy?
None.
Yep, good.
Yep. One question is, I see that, and I think it's a good policy, and I think it'll be helpful. My question is about how to handle it this year, though. It says like requests should be received no later than September 1st of each year. So does this apply starting now or, January?
My understanding is that we were going to adopt it now.
Okay. So anybody requesting a contribution should have the paperwork in by September, just a few weeks away.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's no major issues with the board, just this first year, just a little leeway there on that September 1st date. We will send letters out and make everyone aware.
Right. No, and that's fair. I don't think we should be, rigid if we have a fire department or something that doesn't get their request in on time and needs funding. I don't think that's the approach we're going to take. But I think it more or less outlines what the procedure will be, that it will go to the finance committee, that it will be reviewed, that there's some standards that we want to set with the request that have to be met. So,
Very good.
I agree.
okay. Any questions or comments from the audience on this? Any from Zoom? Okay. Hearing none, is there a motion to adopt Resolution 2521 establishing a financial contribution statement and policy?
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion for Mr. Bennett. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a second for Mr. Brubaker. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Thank you. Up next, we have the Wrightsville Bridge Rehabilitation Project, letter of support. Mrs. Schweitzer.
So PennDOT has reached out to us. They are seeking federal funds to rehab the Wrightsville Bridge. This is a project that has been in the works for probably 2 years, if not more. And they're seeking funding. They're looking for support from all the municipalities in the region. And we're just simply lending our support for their grant application.
Right, and just to be clear for everyone, we're not on the hook for any kind of funds.
No.
We're just understanding that it's a good project, it needs to be done, and we're supportive of it.
Correct.
Any questions or comments from the board?
None.
No.
Any questions or comments from the audience? Any from Zoom? Okay. Hearing none. Is there a motion to authorize the chairman to sign a support letter for the Wrightsville Bridge Rehabilitation Project?
So moved.
Motion from Mr. Brubaker, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, second from Mr. Johnson. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Thank you. Up next, we have the Warfel 5K Junction Center, November 8th, 2025, special event approval.
The Junction Center, on behalf of Warfel Construction, has submitted an application to hold a fundraising 5K on Saturday, November 8th, from 8:45 to 10:15 on Junction Road, between Landisville Road and Auction Road. This is one of several that occur at the Junction Center. We do not have issues with their management of traffic or their race organization, and so it would be staff's recommendation that the board approve the Junction Center's application to utilize Junction Road and provide traffic control on the same for their 5K on Saturday, November 8th, 2025, and that the board permit the chairman to sign the indemnification agreement.
Are there any comments or questions from the board on this?
Objection.
No.
Any from the audience? Any from Zoom? Okay. Hearing none, is there a motion to authorize the Warfel 5K event at the Junction Center on November 8th, 2025, and authorize the signing of the roadway indemnification agreement?
So moved.
A motion for Mr. Bennett. Is there a second?
Second.
Second for Mr. Johnson. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Thank you. Up next, the Hempfield High School Homecoming Parade, October 4th, 2025, special event approval.
So this has now become an annual event for the school district, and so the high school student council, on behalf of the school district, has submitted an application for their annual homecoming parade in Landisville to be held on Saturday, October 4th, 2025 at 10 a.m. Typically takes approximately an hour for the parade to traverse the route, which encompasses neighborhood streets right there around the school district campus in Landisville. Traffic control is provided by both fire, police, and district personnel, with the police department supporting as necessary. The route has not changed. We have not had issues with this parade in the past. And so it would be staff's recommendation that the board approve Hempfield High School Student Council's application to utilize the roadways around the campus and provide traffic control on the same for their homecoming parade on Saturday, October 4th, and that the board permit the chairman to sign the roadway indemnification agreement. The roadways impacted are Moomaw Drive, Stanley Avenue, Bank Street, Elizabeth Street, Emily Avenue, Barber Street, Whistler Way, and Kaufman Road.
I think it's a great thing that they're bringing back. I'm glad to see it. Spirit of Corps for Hempfield. I have no other comments other than I'm in favor of it.
As am I.
Yes.
Any questions or comments from the audience on this? Any from Zoom? Okay. Hearing none, is there a motion to authorize the Hempfield High School Homecoming Parade on October 4th, 2025, and authorize the signing of the roadway indemnification agreement?
So moved.
Okay, motion by Mr. Brubaker. Is there a second?
Second.
A second by Mr. Bennett. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Thank you. Up next, we have just some routine items that we've kept on old business, just to make sure that the public's aware that we're, continually discussing those in our working groups and that these items are out there for public consumption. So the first one of these items under old business is fire and emergency services, discussing, the cost of those services, how they've risen and how they will continue to rise significantly and impact the township budgets in the future. Do we have anything here tonight to discuss about that? I do not.
No, I don't think so. I would just like to remind the community again that we'll be, as I understand it, we'll be putting a new tower engine into service around October of this year. So we'll be biting off a significant number in terms of what we'll be financing and in added costs as we move forward.
Thank you. Do we have any?
Yeah, and I was just going to mention, just as if anyone's following this in the community, that we have a budget meeting on October 21st, and that's when we'll be actually looking at the numbers and making a decision, is my understanding on that. So it's not like we're kicking it down the road forever. Like, that's the date that we'll be looking at numbers and determining the best approach.
Correct. And as Mr. Johnson just stated, that's our normal process. That's the time of the year that we do the budget. When we take a look at the way the numbers have come in at that point and what we're expecting in the future. So October is the point, but we also wanted to make sure that this wasn't sprung on residents at the last minute, so that, if there is a tax increase, that we've been talking about it and trying to prepare the residents for it so that they can come in and ask any questions that they may have. Up next, we have the 250th anniversary of the United States, how East Hempfield can celebrate that great anniversary. Are there any comments on that item here tonight?
I guess my only comment would be that perhaps we could set a date at which we could maybe have a community meeting and perhaps develop a committee of citizens, residents, to sort of get this project moving maybe a little faster than it has been. So, I'm thinking that we want to begin to start planning this maybe in October, or some type of an event in the community in October, where we could have the community in and hear what they have to say, rather than us just talking about this as a spot on the agenda.
I have no problem with that. Maybe, do we want to do it after the budget, or do we want to try to do it before?
Well, but perhaps we should do it maybe before, only because I don't anticipate a significant cost, but there would be some cost involved in the celebration, I would think. Perhaps there won't be, but, something to take into consideration, that there might be a need for some funding from the township for the event.
So as we're talking about this and talking through it, why would you be open to having the Parks and Rec group lead a meeting in September? You said you wanted it open to the public. And maybe you could come up with an outline of what that meeting would be for our next meeting. We could all look at it as a board, maybe set a date for September, that you could have that meeting and just some of the goals that you want to get accomplished at that point.
Good with that, Bob?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd like to mention, I don't want to put the cart before the horse, because the committee hasn't met yet or doesn't even exist. But in my mind, last night was National Night Out, and a few of us were here, and I thought it was very successful, very well attended, very well organized by, Chief Brubaker and her staff. And it seems like since we have a large group like that already, I've spoken in generalities with the staff and Chief Brubaker about tying that into a 250-year celebration event. So obviously nothing carved in stone, but I just wanted to throw that out as a potential starting point of, having a common event with, everybody can see the fire trucks and the police and celebrate the country anniversary at the same time. So again, just would like to get that out.
Okay. Well, I think yes, sir, if you could come to the microphone and just state your name.
Donald Green. 50 years ago, I chaired in Dauphin County, the South Hanover Township Bicentennial Commission. Supervisors appointed a group of 5 of us to plan the events. To fund it, we had a local artist, and I forget his first name, by the name of Johnson, draw 2 drawings related to the Union Canal that we had printed and sold, and special price for signed and numbered pieces. We also were able to have an interfaith / secular celebration that brought together the various faith communities. My one caution as you plan for 2026, it is an election year. And I would hope that any activities will be apolitical. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Green, could we have your address for the minutes, for the resident? It's on there. Thank you.
Mr. Green, are you interested
Yeah.
in helping on this working group?
Given my health limitations, yes, I would be willing to be part.
Okay. Did you sign in, and is your phone number up?
He's speaking.
Okay, great. Okay. Well, we look forward, anyone else from the audience that wanted to speak in reference to this or from Zoom? Okay, so we look forward to hearing what the Park and Recs group comes up with, and look forward to that meeting in September. Up next, we have the 6-month budget to actual summary. I believe everybody would have gotten that in their packet. Pretty self-explanatory. Any comments or questions regarding that here tonight?
Again, no real comment. I mean, everything seems to be coming in pretty much the way we have expected. I don't see any outliers really in the overall budget. Hopefully, things will continue on the pace they're on, and we'll end the year the way we had planned. But I don't think there's gonna be a big shift in additional revenue to help us out at this point as we look forward.
Any other questions or comments? Any questions or comments from the audience on that? Hearing none from Zoom. Okay. Up next, new business. Is there any new business from the board? Okay.
I don't have new business as such, but just a piece of trivia. In the past, when Lancaster newspaper has done a summary of these meetings, they put an image of East Hempfield, a map. And I noticed that it changed last week, I believe for the better. It's a photograph of this building, which I find attractive. So I just thought that, that's helpful for the community to be able to see this building, and just thought it was something I wanted to note, and thank the newspaper for keeping that up to date.
Okay.
Lancaster newspaper.
All right. Any other new business? Okay. Hearing none, we'll move on to public comment.
Thank you. I'm Donald Green. I reside at Woodcrest Villas, 2001 Harrisburg Pike. Trust is a very precious but extremely fragile commodity. Once trust is violated, it is difficult to restore. During my decade of residency in the township in the 80s, when I served as pastor at Holy Spirit Lutheran Church on Columbia Avenue, and now in my return, I've observed a very positive level of trust between our police department and the citizenry. Because of that trust and its fragility, I urge the police department and the supervisors to avoid entering into any contracts, alliances, or partnerships with unidentified mass government agents who terrorize the citizenry with racial and ethnic stereotyping. Please do not follow the sheriff's office in any partnership or training with ICE. Such actions would destroy trust among our citizens. And trust, once broken, is difficult to reestablish. Please do what the law requires, but don't become accessories to hatred, discrimination, and persecution of Black, Browns, and Asian neighbors by any collaboration with ICE in our township. Thank you.
I'm going to resist the urge to comment on that. I will see if any of my other board members have anything they want to say.
I don't want to say anything more.
I'm fine.
Okay. Are there any other comments? Yes, sir.
Yes, you probably recognize me. I've been here before. My name is Daryl Gerke. I live at 1015 Devonshire Road. I had been here several months ago talking about the manhole covers on some of the township roads. And I haven't seen any action. So I just wanted to make two comments. The first one is I made a short list of some of the roads that I drive, and I would greatly appreciate if our street department could go out with a paver just to look at those to see if any of the manhole covers could be raised to avoid the bump bump as you go down some of our streets. I don't know, give it to you or Ms. Schweitzer.
Ms. Schweitzer.
The other comment I have is I feel that if you have a gripe, say it. If you have a comment that somebody did a good job, say that also. I would like to commend the utility and the paving company that recently paved the Landisville streets. I don't know if it was water, sewage, or who was in there, but for about 2 or 3 months, the roads were terrible because they just did a temporary patch job. Those streets have been repaved. Whoever did it did an excellent job and needs to be thanked and identified. And I wish all of the utilities, once they dig up the street, would replace the street and pave it like that company did. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that, sir. Do we have any comments, anyone else from the audience? Okay. Any comments from Zoom? Okay. All right. Manager's report.
So the 2025 paving has not begun yet. The work that Mr. Gerkley mentioned was a LASA project that has been, their restoration work being done on there. Mr. Madonna anticipates that work. He was hoping for mid-July. He's now hoping for mid-August. After September 1st, there are penalties involved. So we should see some work, and they should be staging quite soon to get that finished before school starts. The Centerville Road project, Diane attended one of the program meetings today. She indicated that August 18th is the completion date for that project. There are some minor things that are being done to stormwater and some sinkhole issues, but it's very minor work that's being done, and they are working to close out the contracts. They're out 72 on Lidditz Road, temporary signals. We have that pushed back a little bit because of the electrification of those lines. PP&L has not gotten in. So we anticipate that those lights should be on flash starting the 25th or the September 1st. They flash for 5 days and then they're live. So almost done. The Dairy Road Bridge replacement, we have bid opening scheduled for August the 27th. And that will be on your board agenda on the 3rd. We do have 2 grants for that, one for $1 million and one for $300,000. So we're hoping for a 1.3 or under project for that. The Church Street Bridge, we have filed the multimodal grant application for that project for $3 million. It's anticipated that project will be 3.7. So there's a $700,000 shortfall, which we will eventually look for additional funding once we start getting the grants awarded to us. The zoning hearing board validity challenge, there's ongoing negotiations between the township and the applicant. There's really no news. I would anticipate some news probably within the week for something the board to review. The Noldora Park has been closed since since July the 14th and will be closed until November. Low Bar is moving along, doing a great job keeping the site neat and tidy. They have discovered a rock ledge in the project. It was on the edge of the existing parking lot, so that may be some additional costs as they try to navigate that. The Recreation Authority Pro Shop project, we did have a quote from a design build firm. That quote came in at 1.9 to 2 million as opposed to the original 2.1 to 2.4. So we're moving in the right direction, but we're still fine tuning what that project might look like in terms of size and hopefully lower cost. Once that project is fine tuned and decided upon, then we'll probably hire a financial consultant to see what kind of funding is available for that project. All this will come back before the board for their eventual approval. We talked about the Blue-Green Corridor project. I did want to announce that Perry Madonna, our Director of Public Works, has submitted his resignation letter effective 12/31/2025. So we'll be seeking a new Public Works Director. The Lancaster County MPO has created a traffic safety plan draft, which has the city has a Vision Zero right now, which they're attempting to get 0 fatalities or serious injuries for pedestrians. It's now on a county level, and they are looking to put that out there. They're looking for comments. If you want to comment on that, that's off of the county website currently, and those comment period is open to August the 31st. The Harrisburg Pike Good Drive flashing yellow lights, which were discussed at the last meeting. I did reach out to Bowman, and instead of giving us a proposal, they are going to reach out to PennDOT and get their opinion before Bowman gives us a price of what to do. If PennDOT says no, there's really no reason to look at it. So as soon as I have that, I'll let the board know. The Nisley Road Basin, B.R. Crider, of course, will be in mid-August to fill some of that in and finish up that project. The golf course Hark Stream Bank Restoration Project, our newest estimate indicates that we'll be short about $88,000. We recently heard from the Lancaster Clean Water Partners. We have $50,000 coming from them. So that gap is narrowing. Hopefully when we actually bid that project, it's going to come in less than at this point, $867,000. We have a grant for 817. The Park and Rec Group did meet on the 24th. We discussed the Knoll Church Park and how to name that. The group currently has four names that they have suggested. Indian Springs, Four Seasons, Knoll Road, and Supervisors, all community park. There should be some discussion of the board, how you want to make that decision. I know that Mr. Johnson has some ideas. And we also discussed the 250th anniversary. Mr. Johnson indicated that we're looking at maybe the National Night Out in August of 2026. Concludes the report unless there's questions.
Question on the Harrisburg Pike Good Drive. Typically, I know it's hard to say, but typically when you reach out to PennDOT to see if it is a possibility, does that reply come back like within days, weeks, months, or does it take
Weeks.
weeks? Okay.
He'll actually have a conversation with them. It's not really something he's requesting. He'll just have a conversation with them, say, hey, this is what we like to do. Do you think it's feasible? And if it's feasible, then he would move forward and create a proposal for us.
Okay. Someone from Bowman will do that.
Yes,
Right. Okay. thank
yes.
Any other questions on the manager's report? Okay. Any questions or comments from the audience on the manager's report? Any from Zoom? Okay. One more time, anything for the good of the order? No? Okay. Hearing none, we will adjourn the meeting. It is 7:37. We will not return. Thank you.